Arizona Cardinals 37, Seattle Seahawks 34 OT. 1. Late into the desert night, headliners Kyler Murray and Russell Wilson battled and dazzled. And then Zane Gonzalez found 48 yards of redemption, booting the Cardinals to a ridiculously dramatic victory.
Gonzalez had booted the Cardinals into overtime, only to miss horribly on a previous game-winning try. It was a game in which the Cardinals never led until they won. It was a game full of so many huge plays and statistical splendor, the soaring offenses combining for 1,091 yards.
But it was the small superstars who stood tallest, of course, as Murray and Wilson each had marvelous outings for the most part, but it was the Cardinals' second season wonder who made fewer mistakes and the MVP frontrunner whose last mistake loomed largest. This ended up being the second consecutive primetime showing for Murray and the Cardinals.
His team's lopsided lambasting of the Cowboys was impressive, but Murray was better on this evening as his Cardinals 5-2 faced a far better opponent in the Seahawks 5-1. He faced the challenge of matching Wilson's histrionics and came out on top.
Murray had 4 total touchdowns, 360 yards passing and led his team with 67 yards rushing. Wilson tossed for 388, 3 touchdowns and was also his team high, and game high, rusher with 84 yards.
But Wilson had 3 interceptions and the youthful Murray had just 1. Murray drove the Cardinals to 13 straight points to end the game, rallying his Cardinals to a statement-making win.
It was a night that began with Wilson taking charge, but it ended with Murray taking home the victory. 2. Welcome to the spotlight Isaiah Simmons. The ultra-versatile Cardinals' first-round pick has become much maligned in his first season, having cobbled together 12 tackles and little else through his first 7 games.
But on a night in which he had just 1 tackle, he made the biggest play by far of his young NFL career when he picked off the MVP frontrunner in overtime and set up Gonzalez's game-winning kick. It was just 1 play, but it's a heck of a way to get things going and remind people you're still around.
3. If ever there's a Pop Warner coach looking for an example of hustle to teach his young players, one arrived midway through the second quarter when Wilson threw an interception to Budda Baker at the goal line. DK Metcalf, despite Baker jumping the route and having a huge head start, ran down Baker from behind, his huge strides carrying him to the shocking tackle.
It was an outstanding example of hustle and fortitude by Metcalf, a second-year player who showed no quit and displayed that which beats within the great ones. It proved crucial as the Seahawks defense held the Cardinals to a turnover on downs, but even if Arizona had scored on the ensuing play, it was still a phenomenal example of how to play the game.
Metcalf has drawn acclaim so often because he's such a physical marvel, and that was emphasized in his rundown of Baker, but even more so it was a showcase of the tenacity and will he possesses. It wasn't the only example on the night, either. Future Hall of Famer Larry Fitzgerald, much like Metcalf turning in a rather pedestrian night statistically, might well have saved the game when he hustled the ball to the center of the field near the end of regulation to be placed to allow Murray to spike it.
It gave enough time for Gonzalez to hit the game-tying shot. An all-time great and one of the brightest future stars of the game combined for 85 yards receiving, but turned in 2 plays that won't show up in a stat sheet, though they no doubt altered the game and exemplified the intangibles that the best of the best have. Grant Gordon.